Welcome class to Math 2015 Learning Outcome 19 Homework Hints video. In this video we're going to go over number 25 and 26 for homework hints. In number 25 we have the problem quantity x squared minus 5x plus 8 divided by the quantity x minus 3. And so what we're going to do is we're going to lay out our total, and then we're going to divide off groups of x minus 3 and see how that works with the total. What we have to help us with this problem is a little thing like this, which is a grid, kind of a grid thing. It's a graphic organizer. We're going to lay out the total here in this area, which is the dividend. And I'm going to lay out the divisor here, and this will be the quotient. Okay. So that's how we're going to arrange our tiles, algebra tiles. Now the total I will go ahead and lay out. So this is step 1, laying out the total and the divisor here. Now the total is x squared, so I'm going to draw a little square. And the x squared is going to be blue. Okay, so there's x squared. We have negative 5x, which is negative 5 of these here. 2, 3, 4, 5. And those are going to be red because they're negative. Okay. And we have positive 8, which means that they're going to be 8 yellow squares. Okay. 8 yellow squares. So this is my dividend, or my total. I'm also going to lay out my divisor, which is x minus 3. So we have one x bar. Okay, and this one's going to be a green x bar because it is positive. And I'm going to do negative 3, which is going to be 3 little negative squares. Okay, so those are those 3 negative squares. Make them red because they're negative. Alright, and then we have our problem laid out. So that's step 1. Step number 2 is we need to arrange, and then we also have to keep track of this thing here, which is our laying out our problem as well. I'm going to write it in purple. It is x squared, x squared minus 5x plus 8 divided by, because we're going to use the long division symbol, x minus 3. Okay. And we'll keep track of them as well. So what my first step is it's all laid out, all my problems down. The second step is to take all of my algebra tiles that are drawn out here and arrange them in a way that I can make a rectangle with x minus 3 as one of the dimensions of the divisor. So either the vertical or the horizontal dimension, and in this case you can do either. But in this case I chose the x minus 3 to be the horizontal dimension here. So I'm going to take my x minus 3 and I'm going to put it up here. Okay, that's my x up there, but it doesn't fit there horizontally, so I'm going to redraw that to be a horizontal. There's my little x bar there. And it was green because it was positive x. Okay, and I'm going to put my three little ones here, up there, so it can be arranged here in the horizontal dimension of the area model. Okay, now that one is all set up there, and I'm going to set up my x squared piece next. So put this one in place, and for my and for my problem, I'm considering my total, all of this here, and I'm going to take it and take out an x minus 3. How many of those can I do? So I can take out an x of them. So I'm going to draw my x part right here. So I know there has to be an x there because I'm thinking about it's going to be positive x, because I'm thinking about how many of these x's here fit into x squared. Okay, so there's x of them. So I'm taking my x minus 3 here, the x part, and thinking about how many of them fit into the x squared. There has to be x of them. Okay. And when I do that, I'm going to take out x of it, but there's more to this than just x times x. Okay, so I multiply this x times that x and get x squared. And I take this x times the minus 3 and get minus 3x. Okay, and now I'm going to just subtract that off because I'm taking it out. Notice I'm taking out of the total. Oops. Taking out of this total. So there's one, the x squared's gone now. I need to take out 3 x's here and put them up here, and they will match these 3 unit squares. Okay. Pull those 3 x's up here. Pull those over here. Okay, so that's ready. And when I do that, I see how many are left. So in my picture, I have those many left, that many left, and in my numbers here, I have to say, okay, x squared minus an x squared gives me 0. Minus 5x minus a minus 3x is minus 5x plus 3x, which makes minus 2x. Okay, which makes sense because I have noticed that I have 2x's still left over here. Okay, now what do I really have? Well, I really have more than that. I have my plus 8, so we bring down the plus 8. Now I'm going to consider everything that's left. I need to arrange them into the format that we have here. Notice that I have to take my units here, and they will go along these parts here, because they have to fit in there somewhere. So there's 3 of these, in the x minus 3, there's 3 units in that column. So I'm arranging them into groups of 3 right here. And there's 2 left over, so those ones can't fit into that group of 3. I have to take these x bars here, and I have to kind of put them along this part right here. Okay, so we'll put them there to make it match. Okay, so in order to do that, I have to make them the other orientation, so I'll go ahead and just redraw them. Okay, and so I've done as much as I could to make a rectangle. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my x, I'm arranging the rest of my pieces into the group of x minus 3. You notice that all of these are now here in the group of x minus 3. So on my problem here, I'm thinking about x into minus 2x. Okay. So which goes in negative 2 times, or I think about as what do I multiply x by to get to negative 2? X, and so I just multiply by negative 2. Okay, and so I get negative 2x, and then I'm multiplying the negative 2 times the negative 3 now to get positive 6. That's why I have positive 6 here. Oops. And when I subtract those from each other there, I only have 2 left over, because 2x minus 2x minus minus 2x gives me 0. 8 minus 6 gives me 2. So what I really have is just 2 leftovers. Okay, and to make these, so that's why this is a minus 2 up here. So I calculated a minus 2 up here. And then you put those into this part, because this whole vertical dimension represents this quotient here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in 2 negative x's here. Okay, and so our answer is x minus 2, and here's my quotient right here, x minus 2. So what we wanted to do is, in this homework problem, was parallel those calculations. And so on the homework, you can go ahead and do that. I will send you I'll post a little snapshot of 25 here for you to compare with my video demonstration and the way one could capture it on paper. All right, class, here's number 26, and we have laid out the problem, the quantity 2x squared plus 6x plus 9 divided by the quantity x plus 1. And we're going to go ahead and lay out all the tiles. My x plus 1, I will go ahead and lay it out on top of the grid frame. And so I'll do my x plus 1 here. There's my x and my 1 here. And so I'm going to color them green and yellow. Okay, now I need to lay out 2x squared. So we're going to draw out 2x squared here. And we're going to add 6 x's, so 6 of these. Oops. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 x's and positive 9. Some of those got kind of crazy. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then the x squareds are going to be blue. The x's are green, all positive in this problem. Looks like. And our x little units, the ones, are going to be all yellow. Okay, so we're going to start our problem by thinking about how many x's are into 2x squared. Okay, so I'm taking my 2x squared and dividing them by x. Okay, and so obviously that's going to be 2. Not obviously, but like it will be 2. Because I take x times 2x gives me x squared. So we're going to put 2x here, which in our problem we're going to take it and our x squareds and put them up here so that we will have 2 x bars right here. So we need 2 x bars right here. And they'll be positive x bars, so we're going to color them green. Okay, so those are done. Now, how many is going to have to go with it? So we're going to take our 2x right here, multiply by your x to get 2x squared. And then our 2x and 1 multiply 2x. I'm going to subtract that off my group, which means I have to take out 2 more x's here and fit them with the 1. Because this one here corresponds with this one here. So here's the 2 x's here. I'm gonna pull one of them right here, put it there, and match it up with the other one right here. Okay. And when we subtract them off, we have 2x squared minus 2x squared, which is 0, and then 6x minus 2x, we have 4x. Okay, that represents those ones right there. Then we're going to bring down the 9, because now we're going to include all of these now in my distribution across this rectangle problem. Now what I'm going to do is I need to add more down to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my problem here and come down with it a little bit. Okay. We're going to add more here. Okay, so what do I have next? I have 4x to distribute along x plus 1. Okay, 4x and distributing it right here. Okay, so I have this much here, and think about how much that goes into it. Okay. But we know that x into 4x, or what do we multiply x by to get 4x, is times by 4. 4x, and then 4 plus 1 is 4. So I'm going to take off this many because it is the exact number of group, not exact number for the group, to arrange in x plus 1 format. So I need to take away 4x's here. I'm going to put them all in a line. And we'll take as many of our units as we can. Okay, so we have our 4x's. Now, these 4x's need to be vertical because they're going to go, or horizontal because they're going to go right here. Okay, so we're going to erase them and draw 4 of them in the right orientation. I'll have to go down here. Okay, and in order to complete the rectangle, how many of these do we have to bring with us? Well, we'll have to bring 4. So put one here, put one here, here, and here. So we have this rectangle area model right here. It's all a rectangle, and it's all set up. We've used as many of the things as we can. We have some leftovers here as well. So that corresponds with the leftovers here. Where 9 minus 4 is 5, so we have 5 leftovers. Okay. Now let's finish up our quotient. Our quotient here says 2x plus 4. Our quotient here has 2x, but there's no 4 there. But it would have to go with these x values. So we have the intersection of the x column and then these units here. There's 4 of those. Color them in. And what we have is our answer. 2x plus 4, 2x plus 4, and they match there.